Greetings and good vibes, y'all. Greetings and good vibes. Welcome back to the Leon Block. I'm your guy, John Tell. I don't know if y'all read the subtitles for this episode, but a few months ago, I some stuff had happened, but I mean, I've always dealt with mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? And if you had been through and seen the things I went through, you went too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here. I'm surviving. Not only just surviving, I am thriving, and I'm always willing to share my story with other people so that they can learn from things I've been through and see through different eyes and different perspective and get something out of the things that I share and I talk about. So y'all know I'm always very transparent with my story and the things that I've been through. However, my story and the things that I've been through is not what I'm sharing today. If y'all remember what I did a few months ago after I got arrested and all the things that came to the surface after that, and I just so happened to have a retreat that was planned that week, I wanted to go ahead and talk about that really quick. All right. So this was the episode that I did called Trauma and the Inner Child. So I had also went up to Lake Wallenpaupack. Our friends up that way. I used to live up that way in the Poconos, Pennsylvania, and that's one of my biggest outlets of self-help and therapy and self-care is really getting outdoors, and yeah.
So just full body stuff. That shit was cool.
I can't believe how long my hair has gotten since then. Where we at?
Before the intro was, I did a lot of protesting and speaking and making my rounds during the protests of 2020. And some of the things that I witnessed and partook in definitely had an effect on my psyche, and I didn't realize the entirety of it until a little bit of time had passed. And then as more time passed, more things divulged. And as more time passed, more things divulged. And I'm still picking those things apart and seeing where they're coming from. And that seems to be A point of amplification.
Given the stuff that I do,
Let me run that one back. All right, because this is still part I wanted to.
Why are you? Why are you?
why are you handcuffing me? I think I'm gonna make it a point to showcase my journey of educating myself on knowing the law and knowing my rights, our rights in situations like this. I don't want to feel that helpless ever again. I really just want to sit on this and dissect through the feelings that I experienced last night. I missed my meds, so my mind's already like, right now anyway. But like, I I want company. I want to talk to people. I really want to hug, but I also just want to be left alone. Like, I don't know, that shit fucked with my head. I'm really anxious. I'm really paranoid right now. Given the stuff that I do, we all have. A bunch of things, but a bunch of different things. But I'm fucking angry, yo. The great thing is, I guess, is knowing I'm blessed. My ancestors have my back, and my friends and family. I have so many people that love and care about me, and I'm really appreciated for that. But I also need to wisen up some more. Some more. Yeah. As a lesson forward that I can apply, I choose to put my life out there for others to learn lessons. I choose to document everything I see. I came here to work through trauma. And one of the things that traumatizes me so much is other people projecting their feelings and emotions onto me and making me trying to remember to leave things at home where they will be there when I get back, you know, taking the time that I have here to let go of things, leave them where they lay. And I'm learning to tell myself, like, you know what, like, people are going to label you an asshole, but that's what needs to be done for you to have that peace of mind and to know that no one can just gaslight you all willy-nilly. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Have a therapist listen to us and help us work through and navigate the currents that we're on was really healthy and beneficial. And I can do that on my own, with friends, but to have someone guided there in a relaxed environment. We all need moments like that. I need to wake up the next day. Like, I sat up at night talking to someone, enjoying the weather on this retreat. Last night, I sat by the fire, which was really fucking dope. When there's a storm and the clouds are overhead, right? You kind of forget that there's a sun. You kind of forget that there's something over top of those clouds that provides you with warmth. Self-service, right? So, hey, son, oh my God, don't forget that in that moment there might not be light, but the light always comes back. The sun is always still there. There's the sun. I can't believe how much tension um, was released from how much tension I was holding in my shoulders and my back, and how much of a release I felt from it. Holy shit. Um, I would definitely begin. I would definitely come to some training. Today's just the first day. Seriously, like we got here last night. Just had a chance to talk, eat dinner, which was fucking amazing. And just talk, vibe out. I slept so well last night. I can't believe I.
Hey, so that retreat stemmed from a situation, that happened involving police that definitely, definitely traumatized me and had some kind of effect on me and brought up feelings that I didn't know were there, feelings that I am coping with and knowing triggers and learning how to cope with them.
So I want to talk to y'all really quick about this because this was about 4 months ago, and I broke down all the different intersections that I went through. I had documented the whole retreat, and this was all the different things that we did at the retreat. It was not too far from where I'm from, so it wasn't. It was kind of an experiment for the therapist, and we were kind of like the guinea pigs. But it was great because we could give really good feedback to her, and it was tailor made to the things that we needed to work through, which I found to be really, really beneficial for me specifically, in the things that I needed for myself at that point in time. And again, this was 4 months ago, and since then I have continued to work through uh, the things that are pent up inside. Uh, I have continued to do the shadow work, as they say. I've continued to uh, talk to my inner child and be there and listen to myself, especially because of the work that I do. It takes a toll on one's psyche. Be very it can be very hard, and the subject matter that we deal with um, can be very taxing. And one of the major reasons why I started doing this work was because of Ricardo Munoz, 27-year-old man who was shot and killed by police here in Lancaster. He had a knife. He was going through a mental health crisis, and the mental health authorities were called, not the police. Uh, these kind of situations happen day in, day out, and that situation really resonated with me. And so, um, the things that I went through earlier this year really triggered a lot of other pent up things that were inside of me that I really couldn't understand or make sense of at the time. And again, since then, I've been working through those things and trying to understand why I am the way I am, why I'm at where I'm at, and that's okay for me. That's what works for me. Um, Being very mindful of making sure that I take time for myself, self care, making sure that I'm doing what I can to assess what I've gone through, even if it's just for the day or for the moment, and pick good out of it to balance things out. You know, I I really enjoyed this retreat. I'm gonna have to do something like this again. Again, it was really beneficial.
So yeah, that was a pretty. I hope that was a good. I mean, look, you had to be there, but since then I have really done a lot of reflecting on that time and uh, self validation and something board. Drawing a blank here. Wow.
That board I still have, and I look at it because it reminds me of the good things that I know my friends feel about me, and the things that they see in me that I don't always see in myself. In the past 2 months alone, I've started to see and understand the things that other people see in me, and use that as a tool to get myself out of dark spaces that I may be in at times, or to not listen to, as some of y'all know, Berlinda, not listen to Berlinda, and listen to my inner child, and listen to what the inner self wants and needs, and then go and ask for it. And I have always been stuck listening to Berlinda, and thinking that no one likes me, or no one wants to help me when I'm asking for that help and know that I need it. And for people that do this kind of work, we tend to be selfless, and we tend to put everyone else's needs before our own. And it's important that we don't always do that. It's important that we keep mind that if we're not taking care of ourselves, we cannot do much for anybody else. uh, it's important that we do our best to stay self-aware. Uh, I had promised y'all, if y'all see on the side of the screen, it says audiovisual journal monthly series. It was supposed to intended to be a monthly series. However, I think I'm going to just do it when I feel it, or when I need to be reminded of something, like I am now. Like, I'm going through stuff, like I'm always transparent with shit. And so, like, I needed this particular reminder, and I'm sure someone else out there needed the particular reminder as well. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, trauma is something that many of us deal with, that many of us don't want to really talk about or engage in. We stay busy, we keep ourselves busy, we keep our mind um, on autopilot, right? So that we can stay. You're gonna make me cry. So that we can stay um, away from the things that really are supposed to that we're supposed to work through, so that we can have a fulfilling, purposeful life, right? And that, for me personally, is what I strive to have, is a fulfilling, purposeful life. And I definitely feel I have a purpose. I know my purpose. I know the role that I play in life and other people's lives. I know the role that I play in my own life, where I'm supposed to go with things. And I have a vision. I have a dream, you know? And the stigmas and the stereotypes of having mental health illnesses or mental illnesses can really um, put a blocker on people's dreams and their motivations. And I'm here to say that, when you were in kindergarten, when you were in elementary school, and you colored outside of those lines, and you did whatever the hell you wanted to do with no repercussions, because you didn't know, whatever dreams you have set out for you, or whatever goals you have, you don't know what will come from that. So just do it. Continue to draw outside of those lines, because society, from the womb to the tomb, is going to try and blueprint you. There's a blueprint already made for you to follow. Why? I For me personally, it's always important, like I said, to share my story. And I will continue to share my story, because I realize how important it is, especially for other Black men. It's important. Uh, Again, this episode was from about 4 months ago, and the charges were dropped. I've done a lot of healing since then, and your path of healing, your path of grieving isn't ever linear. And that's something that I had to learn for myself, is that there's moments where I'm going to be overwhelmed with a lot of things and tally them up and work through them. And then there's other moments where I should sit back and just have a lot of self-care and be lazy for a moment, and as things come and go, or as I feel it, I do it. But I'm constantly aware of the fact that I want to do that work, you know? I'm not sure what else I had in this episode. Let me.
Did do this podcast. I think I told y'all, but there is a video that we did on it. Growing up, it helped shape who I became as an individual.
This is something I wanted to talk about. Not hiking, but I went to go see Uncle Mike today, and we got into a really heartfelt conversation about my past being a sex worker, how it equates to my inner child, celibacy, penetration. If you go and look on our Instagram page, we shared on our story how there's many gay men out there who aren't tops or bottoms or verse. They're what's called sides. They do everything but penetration, and that's what's for them. My point is that there's a lot of things uh, that happen in one's life to explain who you are, and that doesn't need to be for everybody else. It just needs to make sense for you. um me and Uncle Mike, we talked about my specific relationship with my inner child, my my innocence, my just reaffirming myself that my uh my my inner child is not responsible for the things that it I'm responsible for the things that were done to me in the sense of transmuting that energy. Other than that, it's not my fault, and I have to be mindful of that in order to continue to grow, um, and understand where I'm at when it applies to relationships, understanding where I am when it applies to past relationships and why those things didn't work out, or why I sought partners that sought to damage me or dim my light because they saw how bright I actually truly could shine. And once I had enough time pass where I was just solely into myself and giving myself nothing but love, there came a point in time where I realized uh, a lot of things about myself, what I wanted, who I was, the kind of things that I sought, and the kind of things that I deserve in other soulmates and people and partners, because I believe in having many soulmates and partners within your lifetime. That could be friends, it could be family members, it could be significant others, what have you. And for myself, making sure that my inner child is taken care of or checked up on uh, has become very important to me. Uh, there's still traumas, nightmares, flashbacks that not only myself, but one deals with on a regular basis, and we cope in a number of ways. But I'm not trying to just cope, I'm trying to transmute, I'm trying to work through. Isn't that the purpose of life? We're not meant to just work for corporations all day, every day. We're meant to grow in this life. We're meant to understand. We're meant to find purpose, and understanding my the purpose that I understand of myself today in the role that I play today. Uh, I, at this point in time in my life, understand that my inner child needs a lot of constant attention, and that translates to myself needing a lot of validation, where I push myself away, not liking validation and not feeling comfortable when people provide me with validation, whether it's in the form of someone telling me I'm attractive, or enjoying sex from me, or being my friend and telling me the things I actually need to hear. And if you take a look at this picture, it's actually really pertinent to what I'm saying. Take the the shadows of you, take the demons inside, take the inner child and nurture it, hug it, care for it, because that is what is going to help you grow and get past that. You know, again, the things that I go through and the things that I do and the work that I do, you know, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about how this person died or thinking about this person's family. I wake up angry. I don't get sleep because I'm angry about the things that are going on in this world and how so many people just don't care. I take it to heart. I take it personal, and I try not to, but I do. But it's something that I've learned to work on, using that as fuel to continue to educate, uplift, motivate, and inform the masses, because getting angry and solely being angry is not going to do anything. That's where loving myself comes into play. I really thank y'all and appreciate y'all for always being supportive and listening in to the things that we talk about here on the Leon Block. I just wanted to see if there was anything that I missed. But again, y'all can check out this episode in full. It came out on March 24th. It's called Trauma and the Inner Child, Audiovisual Journal monthly series. And again, I will do another follow-up of video journals and compile them into, you know, another episode. I have been working on it. There's a lot of things that I've been working on artistically right now that are going to proceed, be a precursor to the next audio visual journal monthly series. But um, please, by all means, in the meantime, check it out. Also, check out the podcast Anxiety Over Anxiety, where I did an episode on there talking about the battle with Berlinda. I also did an episode called The Battle with Berlinda, talking about the same kind of topic that we're speaking of right now. Uh, Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Paying attention to your mental health is important, and I strive to bring awareness about it. If you would like to learn more, please follow the links that are shared in this podcast. Again, it's aired on March 24th. You can go to our Facebook page, click on videos, and scroll down. You will find it. All right. I love y'all. Thank you for always supporting us. We ain't going nowhere. As I say, we will not be silenced. And as I also say, make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. I'm John Tell. Have a good one.